So welcome to our wire EDM department at Wiegel. So this is really part of the process of how we make all of our progressive dies within our facility. Everything is all designed and built at Wiegel. And as far as the precision and where the most important part of the process is when it comes to making our tools, starts right here. This is a climate controlled room, 68 degrees once again year round. All these are MITS brand wire EDM machines. Typically, we like to flip our machines every 5 to 7 years because the technology on these machines change so quickly and just they so much improve, whether it's just the speed of the machine itself or even the wire consumption. So what we're doing here is we're wire EDMing all of our die blocks, punch plates, strippers, and then all the guts of the tool when it comes to the punches, die inserts, wafers. All really are done here and brought to the tool shop to do all the final grinding and assembly. So this is a very, very key part of our operations.
So wire EDM basically it's called an electric discharge machine.
Correct.
And it has a wire that is pre-programmed into the unit, allowing you to burn, if you like.
Exactly.
And now we can see it. So why don't you
Right. So here's an example where we're taking 260 brass wire that's typically anywhere between 8 to 10 thousandths in diameter, and we're programming it because it's a CNC controller. We're programming it where we're hovering the device over pre-drilled holes in these blocks of steel, and the wire is fed through that hole, and then the female captures that, and then we electrify the wire, and we're essentially burning the steel. And then the CNC program itself with the G-code goes around the XY directions that we have it pre-programmed. This does have a Z component to it, but typically this is more of an XY type of a process. And this is a process that's extremely accurate. You can hold millions on this, and this is where all of our accuracy comes from. So this is Wayne Petrowski. Wayne Petrowski has been with Wiegel for a little over 45 years. Wayne's in charge of our wire EDM department and has been in charge of this department and worked in this department for nearly 35, 40 years?
38 years now.
38 years.
Something like that.
So he has seen the entire evolution of wire EDM technology going back to where the machines were,
astronomical.
Yes.
It's completely changed. I remember as a child coming into this room where all the programming was fed by brown tape with dots. That goes back to...
They came out with little cards initially.
Yeah, well, there you go. So here you can see as an example, if you ever want to see from a side view of how this is actually burning. So it's not cutting here. This is an operation where it's actually burning the material. That's a side example of how that works.
Yeah, right now I'm just skimming that, taking about 3/10 of an inch, 3/10 of material off of that. And the next pass will go even like 2. I can hold plus or minus 1/10 all day long. And this is a piece that I'm cutting a 3-degree angle and a radius at the same time. So that's why it looks straight and then it's on an angle. It's because it's actually kicked back and running on a 3-degree, like a taper.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just, I put it on 3 degrees. I could go further. The machines are capable of up to 45, but that takes special guides and special programming and everything. So we typically go up to 10 degrees on some of our work for 4-axis. Now we're also able to program X, Y, U, and V. So the top can go one direction and the bottom can go another.
Yeah.
So you can have 2 different shapes in one.
Wow, that's cool. I did not know that.
Yes.
But the angle is a good idea, especially if you decide to get into plastic injection molding.
Yes,
you can burn in
right.
your draft angles.
Right.
And that's exactly what we did. That was why we bought them, is because the company that I was working for when I was a kid, they had, I was a tool maker and I worked on stamping dies, but they didn't see that much of a difference between stamping and plastic injection molding. I got molds for dies and I've got machines that go with them. So those guys, they'd do anything. And with this, if we could put an angle on it, wow, that was an easy easy pick.
We do draft tapers all the time for slugs to get them out of the die openings. And we've come up with ways to cut them inside without even taking on a punch. We can put them on a punch now even
Really?
It's crazy, yeah.
Wow.
So the punch can have clearance on the backside, or
Yeah.
reverse taper for strippers, so
Yeah.
it comes out and there's not as much drag on it, so you only have land for that. So it's
Hmm.
just the reverse of a die opening.
Right. Yeah.
So it's pretty, we
And
can
then-
get pretty elaborate.
And essentially, from a die making point of view in the process, these pieces of equipment have eliminated a lot of jobs when it comes to just grinding
Oh,
pieces
yeah.
together and putting it together like a jigsaw puzzle. That's how they were made back in, predating the wire EDM machine. So this has completely changed the industry when it comes to die building.